We've talked about the role of how our curriculum is built, the concept of how it's delivered through the five different mechanisms in delivery, from the really high overarching view of a curriculum map, which talks about the months of instruction and the subjects. Then we talked about the role of lesson cards, which are just deeper outlines that give you a month's worth of content to follow along and to teach your instruction. And then we talked about the lesson guides, which further refine the cards and go a little deeper into where we're going to be covering. Now we're going to dig into the actual digital content surrounding science, arts, and values and virtues. So if we're going to look at, let's start with science. We're going to do biology, grammar stage, or logic stage, which would be your middle school level biology. Again, we have a lot of the welcome videos and explainings and the upfronts and how to take notes and things you should know if you're going to be teaching this subject. All this can be shared directly with your kids, or you can hide things and move things around. So you have the ability to, in Schoology, to realign. But the curriculum map for biology is broken into 10 subjects, 10 topics. And we start in cell and DNA and go through vertebrates, reptiles, fish, plants, and then into the human body. So let's open up one of these sections and explain how we let's go to the skeletal muscle system. So one by one, you work your way through the skeletal muscle system in the way that we've developed it. First starts out with the card, and this is our lesson card that shows how it's done. There's journal prompts, ideas for you as a teacher to enter. This is just generic, open, and a big starting point for you. Then we go into actually teaching that subject for you. So first step would be we introduce the skeletal system. Videos
In
are
March of
embedded
2015, American astronaut Scott Kelly
and on and on and on. We walk you through assignments for writing and defining concepts using your journal. We talk about lectures and ideas and ways to, as a teacher, to deliver this content through the skeletal system. And then it finally culminates with quizzes and checking for understanding. We add in inventions and scientists. So this becomes a tool for you to walk through. Now, not everything in here has to be taught or given to your students. You can unpublish something, you can delete it, you can move it, you can rearrange things. So your role as a teacher would be to go through this before the unit starts, and this would be a month-long unit, and kind of program out what you want to cover, what's important, and what you want to skip. Your child may be more into hands-on things. So you may want to go to a museum and integrate that into your instruction. But we've tried to give you everything you need to teach that unit in a cohesive and understandable way. So let's jump over now and look at the arts. Same concept. On the curriculum map, we identify what artist and musician we're going to study for that month. Then in the lesson course, we provide you the top 50 artists, which are identified in our lesson cards. There's 50 of them in here. You can do this work through each individual artist. Here they all are. So if we're going to do Leonardo da Vinci, open up with a Socratic discussion about what we may know about Leonardo da Vinci, introduce the material, his role in the Renaissance, and on and on and on. We do this also for our great musicians. Finally, let's take a look at the values and virtues prompt. As we mentioned, there's a series of cards for values and virtues. We feature 2 a month, and we tell you when to focus on those. We identify them in our curriculum map. We have a teaching guide that can help supplement your instructions, add some Socratic discussions, writing prompts, exercises, ways to make that come alive. We feature clearly and heavily on the Bill Bennett Book of Virtue. And we have lesson plans that line into these values and virtues each time. In fact, right here, that's your values and virtues. Maybe you were covering um, cheerfulness. There's a video link that you could use on cheerfulness. So just this is a tremendous resource for you to make this come alive. So if we're going to study perseverance and grit, month of October, and we're going to use the Book of Virtues by Bill Bennett. Here's an actual unit of instruction that you can read these following articles or stories, and then how to make them come alive. What you do each day, questions that get asked based on what you're reading. So realize the values and virtues prompts are sitting there and aligned in digitally to help that come alive for you. Also note that in the professional development world, anytime you see PD, this helps you with your instruction. So PD for science, PD for values and virtues. So if we do PD for science, you'll see a whole series of tools and resources of what does writing look like in science, let's say. Scientific writing, how to look at literacy, copybook journals, how to work on your copybook, what's that look like, what's some ideas of writing in the science world. So again, these are there to help you kind of refine your instruction. We suggest that you spend your time really getting comfortable with the curriculum and then branching out into the professional development and more of these pieces as you get along, because there is a whole bunch of information and content for you.